Flying towards the finals. Dive, Bomber. If you can swim with the Sharks, surely beating the Blues can't be that hard. The coach takes a rare moment to reflect.
Coaching's very different. It's a bit more cold and calculated, and you really got to stay in that moment. But look, all right, 10, 15 minutes down the track.
We launch a way for you to play a part in September. And if you thought the boys looked good this year, watch out for 2012.
We're going to become a strong team, we're going to become a lot bigger bodied team, and we're going to learn to run a lot harder.
Hello and welcome to the Bomber Show. I'm Sarah Jones and we're all gearing up for an epic elimination final against the Blues in 2 weeks. Our arch enemy and all-time rival. Perhaps it's payback for that 1999 heartbreak of that prelim final. Now, of course, everyone wants to be at the MCG. We think the game's going to be on Sunday. That's yet to be confirmed. But what we do know is the process for getting tickets. Essendon members can try and get tickets on Monday, non-members on Wednesday. And you do that by getting on the Ticketek website or calling that number on screen. No tickets are available from the club. Well, one man who won't need a ticket because he is going to be there, that is Heath Hocking. Heath, welcome along. This rivalry with Carlton means that this is going to be a huge game. You couldn't get much bigger than this.
No, I think they'll get a fair few there, hopefully 95,000, but yeah, we'll just have to wait and see.
And you must be absolutely itching to play after spending the last week sidelined through suspension and, of course, the bye this weekend. Feeling fresh because you've probably got the biggest job of them all. You would be most likely to line up on Chris Judd. We know you can't give too much away.
No, I can't give too much away, but yeah, I guess whoever we play on, just have to play our role and hopefully go well.
What about the season? The fact that you're being earmarked as the man to stop Chris Judd must be a great sign of the respect with which you're held in the Essendon Football Club. And the season that you've played 16 games this year through a couple of injuries and suspension as well, but a really good season nonetheless.
Yeah, it was obviously disappointing not to miss a few games with suspension, but yeah, I guess it's good that the coaches sort of see me as that might be playing that role, and if they do, I'll try to do it as well as I can.
How far out from the game do you start thinking about it? Are you already thinking about ways you might be able to stop a Judd or a Murphy, or is it when it gets a little bit closer? Because I imagine you could do your head in if you start thinking about it early enough.
Yeah, well, we've still got sort of a week and a half till the game, so won't sort of start thinking that till inside the week, I think. But yeah, just trying to rest up the body for the game. How
frustrating was it watching on the sidelines, as all we Bomber fans were watching on the sidelines that game against Port Adelaide?
Yeah, well, I was sitting in the box for the game, and until sort of halfway through the third, it was quite frustrating. The boys weren't really playing the way we wanted to play, and but I had faith in that they would start to play well, and they did, and they come home strong.
They certainly did. 34 points down in the late stages of the match, and it was an amazing turnaround. Can you put your finger on what it was that they were able to do that really swung the momentum of the match?
Yeah, it sort of started, I thought, in the midfield with David Hille. He started winning the ruck taps, and we were getting clearances, which when you've got the ball in your half, it's hard for the team and the other team to sort of get it out and score. So we sort of had it in our half.
Well, we can have a look at how it all unfolded right now.
101 and 134.
Gee. Here's Ryder with an opportunity out the back door, Gerard, just to get things juiced up a little. Monfries to Collier. 45 out. Collier to the open goal square. 2 and 30 seconds to get it back to a 14-point margin. Squeezes the goal. Jenner's in the goal square by himself. He'll kick the easiest of goals. Back to 10 points. Who's been impressive? Here's Davies got the goal. The Bombers are back with him too. Trailed by 34 12 minutes ago. They now lead the Bombers by 4. For a 10-point Bomber lead. There he is. Got the bend. The Bombers irresistible.
A much better scoreline there at the very end. Well, you would think a man that had a run-in with a Stingray a couple of years ago would want to keep as far away from them as he possibly could. But David Hille is a very tough customer, and he actually went swimming with some sharks and a couple of stingrays earlier in the week.
ends on the fingers as well. A bit too close at feeding time. They were saying they caught them out. They got them out in St Kilda Beach, about 40 metres off the shore, and that was 10 years ago, so a lot smaller, obviously. I got stung walking in the water a couple of years ago, walking in the water. I'm like, yeah, so I'm not going down there anymore. Last thoughts. Yeah, thanks for that. No, I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be amazing. Yeah. There was one right at the end there with the, is it the grey nurse? Yeah, it just came straight past me. And he's got a really, really angry look on him. So it's fantastic. It's unbelievable. I've had enough bad experiences with stingrays, so I was like, don't hurt me. Great experience. Probably close enough to sharks as I ever want to be. But it was great. Yeah, it was unbelievable.
He's much braver than I am. Well, Heath, it's been a bit of a feeding frenzy for the Bombers' talls this year, with David and Tom Bell-Chambers and also Paddy Ryder all vying for a ruck spot. Will all three play against the Blues, do you think?
I'm not too sure. I guess it'll be up to the selection panel and what they want to do. You know, I guess it's based on matchups, but, you know, when they're all playing well, they're all, you know, sensational having the team. So I'd be happy with all three of them.
Well, we'll wait and see on that. Well, still to come, Jobe Watson, king of the kids, and Heath has a crack at Plays of the Week. But first, what an amazing turnaround. It is hard to believe, but Sam Lonergan is in line for senior selection 10 weeks after we all thought a knee injury had ended his season. He's already played one game in the VFL and says he'll be right to take on the Blues.
We all sort of, you know, the physios and doctors had it down for the rest of the season, but you know, the first few weeks went really well and managed to get a couple of weeks ahead of where we thought, and that was the reason of playing last week and again this week.
So you must be absolutely wrapped then, that the fact that you're not only playing but also you're a chance to play in this year's final series.
Yeah, definitely. I missed the finals a couple of years back with suspension, and it was a pretty big aim for me to play some finals footy, but you know, all I tried to do this year was to put myself in contention, and then whatever happens. You know, you play, you don't play. All I could do was put my best foot forward.
Energy prices are on the rise, and we're all aware of the benefits of using solar to power our home. True Value Solar are the solar specialists and one of Australia's largest installers of solar power. So call True Value Solar for your solution today.
Yeah, you tell them, Hurdy.
Call 13 Solar for the best deals under the sun.
Television is about to change forever. The revolutionary new Samsung Smart TV will immerse you in full HD 3D vision that will take your breath away. You'll be able to access your compatible multimedia library with Search All, along with your favourite websites. The new Samsung Smart TV. Immerse yourself in a world of endless entertainment.
Welcome back. Well, this show is for you, the Bombers fans, and we certainly want you to have as much involvement with the show as you can. And it's time now to have a look at the tweet of the week, and it's from Michael Hibbard. Heath, how are you coping living in the shadow of your Twitter celebrity housemate, Josh Jenkins?
Yeah, I'm happy to sort of live behind his shadow. He likes the sort of media street, so I'll leave him do that. He does his Twitter and his blog, and no, it's good.
Well, I'm not sure if the coach, James Hird, is on Twitter, but he certainly has some very interesting things to say about his very first year in charge of the Bombers. Let's take a listen in a very special word from Hird.
Well, I think we've played some really good football, and as I said, it's always been about learning and development so far this year. And the great thing is we've got another chance in a week's time to really learn and develop more in a big final. Looks like being against Carlton, so big occasion for the players. But so far this year, we've been relatively happy with where we've come.
What about you personally as a coach? What have you learnt most, do you think, over the year, and what's been the biggest surprise for you?
I think just learnt that you've got to deal with all the players individually and make sure that you don't get too caught up in the moment, because it's a long-term process. And what have I been surprised about? I think the length of the season, and how hard the game is now for the players.
What about in the coach's box, the dynamic in there? Has there been any sort of phone throwing or anything like that? Have you been amazed at the way your own emotions have taken you through a game in the coach's box as compared to a player?
Yeah, look, it's very different to playing. I think playing, you really live in the moment and you let the moment take you over, and you play and you compete and you can get rid of a lot of aggression and adrenaline through your game. Whereas coaching's very different. It's a bit more cold and calculated, and you really got to stay in that moment. But look, all right, 10, 15 minutes down the track about where the game will be and how you approach that.
In terms of coming up against the arch enemy Carlton, obviously there's no one we like beating more than Carlton. But in a big final and your first final as coach, how are you feeling heading into it?
Good, yeah, excited. Obviously, we've got another sort of week to go, week and a half to go to prepare for it. But the players are excited, the coach is excited, and hopefully the fans are really excited. We'll get a massive crowd. Will be a big game.
Absolutely. Heath, you grew up as an Essendon supporter idolising James Hird. What's he like as a coach?
He looks, cool, calm and collected, but I had the privilege of sitting in the coach's box on one game where the phones weren't quite working properly and a few explicit words were said, and I found that quite funny at the time because he always looks pretty cool and calm and collected, so it was funny to watch.
Potty mouth James Hird.
Yes.
OK, well, planning for next year has already begun with Geelong Premiership winning conditioning coach Dean Robinson recruited to the club. He signed last Thursday, started on Monday and has very big plans.
Really the focus is everything we do is going to be at 100% intensity. Whether we recover or train, we're going to do it at 100%. We're not going to waste a second. We're going to become a strong team, we're going to become a lot bigger bodied team, and we're going to learn to run a lot harder. So that's the philosophy that I'm going to instill into the team.
And is that a reflection of the modern game?
I think it is. The modern game's a repeat speed game, so we have to increase the amount of repeat speed efforts that we can do, and it's very much a contested ball game. And the more you can recover and the better you can recover between contested ball, stoppages, the rest of that, the more accelerations you do in this game, the stronger you've got to be and the more high-speed running you've got to be able to do.
Well, after completing our Coach's Corner, don't forget to check out the latest offering from thematchcommittee.com, including Essendon's very own Michael Long.
What do we got? Ball, Whitey, Smithy, done for the day. Longy. They're in there now doing the concussion test on him.
Hope they don't ask him to name any of his teammates.
Energy prices are on the rise, and we're all aware of the benefits of using solar to power our home. True Value Solar is Australia's largest solar specialist, so they can install a system that will really save you. What you do with those savings each year is up to you.
It's official. The carbon tax will mean rising electricity prices. With thousands of dollars of government rebates still available, there's never been a better time to go solar. Call 13-SOLAR for the best deals under the sun.
What if I told you I've signed a Norm Smith medalist and a Coleman medalist?
Great.
Do you want to meet him?
I'll be with you in a minute, Coach.
How are we going to get a match fit? Join Longy and Scotty as they get match fit again. Lose 10 kilos for $10. Call or SMS footy to 1300 4 Jenny.
Will you do with an extra set of hands?
Welcome back. Well, let's now hear from Bomber Chairman David Evans, who has details of a brand new way for the fans to get involved in the finals.
Well, at the end of the home and away season, it's important to congratulate our coaches in our playing list for a job well done. 11 and a half wins. It's the first time since 2004 we've won more games than we've lost, and a great performance by the guys. So as we head into the spring and the first buds of spring are starting to appear, can I give you an insight into James Hird at this time of year? He becomes very, very focused. His man management skills, he's incredibly organised, and he's very focused on the next few weeks for our football club. Well, right here, right now, I'd also like to launch something new as well on the Bomber Show. After the Bomber Show on the website, we're going to launch the opportunity for our members, supporters and barrackers to record their good wishes for our players and coaches. You'll be able to go online and talk about how you feel about the Bombers' chances into the final series. And the players will be able to read it and be able to get great strength from some of those messages, so please do that. While you're on the website, please go in and if you can, commit and pledge to our flightplan.com, theflightplan.com.au. That would be fantastic as well as we continue to build up the fundraising effort for our move to Tullamarine. Go Bombers.
Absolutely. Heath, it must be amazing playing for a club that has such a strong supporter base.
Yeah, it is. We've got, heaps of supporters who, support each week and come to the games, and it's I guess when you're playing, it's obviously a great thrill to be able to play in front of them all.
Yeah, huge crowds. I suppose not every club has the ability to play in front of 80,000, 90,000 crowds on a regular basis. Well, the young fans are always a priority at Bomberland. Skipper Joe Watson getting among the kids this week at a special Lighthouse Foundation clinic.
Anyone tell me a couple of things you got to remember when you're kicking the footy? Yep.
Don't throw it.
Don't throw it. That's right. If you know where you want to kick it and you've got a good ball drop, then the ball should go where you want it to. Left foot, bang. Well done. You looking forward to the Carlton game?
Yeah, I'm going.
Are you? How do you think we're going to go? You're going to kill him? Oh.
What's your worst abuse?
Worst abuse? Someone called me fat one day when I was on the field. I wasn't very happy about that. That's not...
Joe Watson is certainly not fat. OK, it is time for our favourite part of the show, Plays of the Week. And Angus Monfrey certainly laid down the challenge. He set the bar very high the other week when he did some commentating. Heath Hocking, you've been limbering up.
Ready to go.
Fire away.
Start with Collier, the super sub. Collier gets the ball outside 50, kicks long, and it's a goal. Collier comes on and as a super sub and kicks a goal. Beautiful. Right. Long hands by Leroy out wide to Collier, who kicks inside 50, hits Hurley with a nice uncontested mark. David Hille out to Collier. Another kick inside 50 to David Zaharakis, who will line up and kick his sixth. OK, the next one's Hill's ruck work. Go ruck down to Heppel.
You should have been there.
I should have been there, that's right. Job gets the clearance. Another long tap out by Hill. Gets Stanton on the run. Handballs to Monfries, who gives it to Collier, who we know kicked that one. We got Hill again, follows up his good work and gives it to Melsham, who gets the clearance. Now we've got Hurley's bash and crash marking. Big
Beautiful
mark, great mark, Hurls. Right, Hill long inside 50. Hurl setting up, sitting behind his man, and beautiful contested mark, Hurley. Hardingham inside 50, long to the goal square, and Hurley gets it. And he kicks truly. And the winner, we have Collier, the super sub, with 75%.
There you go. I actually thought that Hurley would have won that, so I was wrong. Sarah Hamilton wins a copy of Maddie Lloyd's book there. OK, it is time now to discuss the BNF, the Crichton Medal, which is going to be a fantastic night for all Bombers fans. Heath, this event does sell out, so we urge all fans to get onto the website and book your tickets to see who may win the best and fairest this year. Who do you think will win it? Is Dyson Heppel a chance to win it in his very first season? That would be an amazing achievement.
Yeah, it would. I think there's a very big chance he might, but we've got David Zaharakis, who also been playing well, and then Job set the world on fire in the first 8 rounds. So it'll be interesting, but we'll look forward to it. You missed a few games, but you'll have to poll well, I think. Yeah, well, been a consistent season. Just obviously missed through some suspensions, but yeah, we'll just have to wait and see, I guess. All the very best for the weekend off. Rest up so you can run around like crazy after Chris Judd against the Blues. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you watch next week, a big Bombers show as we head into that first elimination final against Carlton.